Hi everyone, this is Denise with Creates with Love, and I hope your day is going great. Today I'm going to go over a little bit on HTV placement on t-shirts, kind of like some general guidelines, especially the difference between a V-neck t-shirt, a scoop neck t-shirt, and a round neck t-shirt. Those are quite common t-shirts, and so I wanted to cover that a little bit as I had a question in reference to that. So I want to address that question and be able to help her. So I thought, well, it would be fun because Memorial Day was coming, and I thought, well, let me just throw together a cute file that I could put on a t-shirt to be able to show you the differences. And so my files are for free. I create several different kinds of files, meaning sometimes I design just within Cricut Design Space and I share those files of my designs. And then I also create files in Adobe Illustrator. And when I do that, I try to make sure on most files that I create them in all the different formats. So, for example, I always do the SVG. Um, I try to include the JPEG, the PNG, the DXF, the PDF, and an EPS file for all of my files, and they're all for free. And I just keep them for you on my resource library. So if you just want one of them or some of them or whatever, they're for personal use. So feel free to go there and sign up, and it'll give you a password. And then you can access my files. So let me first show you how to get there, and we'll just get this project started. Okay, so go ahead and go to my website. I think I have it down here in my, there we go. Whoop, I have to apologize. I'm on an Apple today, and I'm not apologizing because I'm on the Apple, but it's something that I don't, I'm a Windows girl, so have been for many, many years. I'm trying to get some Apple love in, and I like it because it helps me um, troubleshoot with people. And so I'm trying to get used to using it a little bit more. But as you know, if you use both, there are just some things that are a little bit different. So if I'm a little slow or quirky, I apologize. Okay, so to get to my resource library, it's right here. My site is createswithlove.com. And right in the menu, go to Resource Library. And I have already been in my library, so it's probably going to just let me write in without the password. Yeah, it did. But in order to get the password at the bottom of all my pages, you'll find this right here, access to my library. You just put your first name and your email, and that will grant you access and give you the password. So this file right here is called Memorial Bundle Files, and there's only three. It makes it sound big because I said bundle, but it is three different files. And what it does is it's a zip file. So if you're not familiar with zip files, it will download in your Chrome browser. It'll download in your bottom left-hand corner. Okay, so it says America Heart, and then it also says Stars and Stripes. So click the arrow that's next to the zip file, and then click Show in Finder. Okay, so right here it downloads. It's the very top file. If you don't see your downloads, it's going to be up in your bar up here. But chances are this is going to come up. So double click once and then double click it again. And what that does is it gives you all the folders. I put each file type in its own folder to make it easier for you guys. So SVG files, if that's what I'm going to download today, and so I'll show you how I do that. For me, if I'm working on a project right now, I like to put my files and just drag and drop them onto my desktop. That way it's real easy to drag and drop right into Cricut Design Space. So that's my preference, but you can choose how you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on SVG files. And if you can't see the flag, America, and stripes, then you just want to move this little line over so that you can see it. So I just wanted to let that know depending on how yours opens by default. So today I'm going to work on the heart flag file. So I'm just going to take it and drag it over here. And I'm going to work on the America. I'm going to put both of them into one project. And I'm going to close this because I don't need it anymore and close this. All right, so here's my two files I'm going to be working on. And this is actually just America. Um, in three different, well, two of them, it's two different fonts and one different spelling. So I'll show you when we get into Design Space. So let me go ahead and open Design Space. And I'm going to create new project. And so whenever you upload your own files from either Etsy or uh, any one of the places that sells SVGs, or many bloggers also give away SVGs for free. So however you get them, you need to upload them into your software. So today that software is Cricut Design Space. So you click on Upload. And then you can see I've already downloaded these before from when I was doing my trial run, but pretend these are not here. Had I not had these here, then you would click on Upload Image, and it gives you this nice box right here. Now, a lot of people, if you don't have your files right here on the desktop, then you can click on Browse, and it'll bring up an option to go and search for where your files are located. If you have them on your desktop, it's so easy to just go like this. Take the file and just drag it. When the window turns green, you can let go of your mouse. Okay, so it puts it right there for you. It's already named here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tag it with, I'm trying to move I'm going to tag it with heart. There we go. And click save. Yeah, you can add, I have a lot of files, so I always tag mine with names that portray to it. Okay, so I'm going to click on save. And now I know that I want to use the America, one of the America words. So I'm going to upload again. I'm going to take that file and I'm going to drag it and just drop it. And then I'm going to tag this America. And actually, I'm going to add a America. That way I have both in there for tags. And then click save. Okay, so here are the two files I want for my next project. So what I'm going to do, I want to upload them or finish uploading them right into my canvas as a project. So I'm going to click once on it. See how it turns it green? It also puts it down here. I'm going to click on this one because I want that one as well. And then now I'm going to click on Insert Images. And it's going to plop them in here for me. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, not all the way bigger, but there we go. Okay, so when you get the files, all the Americas are one file, but everything is its own group layer. So you want to ungroup it and then choose the one that you want. I like this one here. This is one font and this is a different font. Let me put my mouse out. So those, you can see how those two are similar but different. I wanted to give you choices. I prefer this one's my favorite. And then I also, since this is my favorite font, I did America in the same font. Some people don't like the abbreviation of America. Actually, honestly, it took me a while to warm up to it. And the cute story when I remember calling my mom one day going, "Can you believe people are calling America America?" Like I just didn't get it. Like I didn't catch on to the cuteness of it. And my mom thought it was cute. And I'm like, well, if my mom thinks it's cute, then maybe it's okay. Anyway, so now I've learned to love it. So here I am. She loves anything red, white, and blue. So I had this file with her in mind because I know that she would get a kick out of this file. So cute story. Okay, so since I'm not going to use these today, what I'm going to do is highlight or click on this one that tells me which one is over here. Since I'm not going to use these, it's going to leave me this one and this one. I'm just going to click on the eye to turn off that and click this eye to turn off that one. That way they'll be there some other time if you want it. If you don't want it, you can actually delete it from here. But that just shuts off those layers so they won't be in our way and they won't be in our project. Okay, so here's our heart and here's our America. And I know that I want my heart to be 6 inch, or not my heart, my America to be 6 inches wide. So let me I forgot I'm on my laptop. I was typing in my other keyboard for my other laptop. Okay, so there's 6 inches wide for that, and I know that I want this a specific size too, but you can make it, whatever size you want. These also have their own layers so that you could change the colors, although I don't know why you would change it to a different color, but I don't know. Maybe different country, you'd want a different color. So there's that idea. Okay, so for the heart, I'm gonna change the width. This is my preference for the shirt that I'm working on is 4.081. Enter. All right. So that is the design that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead. I don't have to group it, but I'm going to group it just so that I'll have a reference point when I go to line it up on my t-shirt. I'll know exactly where I can kind of reference these two together. All right, so there is my file. It is ready to go. I'm going to do this with HTV, and I'm going to be using glitter iron-on today. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Make It. And since it's HTV, I want to make sure that I mirror all of my mats. So here is my America. I'm going to mirror it. And the blue part, click on Mirror. And the red part, click on Mirror. Okay, bring it back up to the top one and click Continue. And it's going to hook up to my Maker. You could do this one with the Maker or the Explorer. And I believe with the size that I created, depending on the size that you make it, you could even do this file with the Cricut Joy. Okay, so like I said, I'm using glitter iron-on, so I'm going to click it here. I have it marked as a favorite. If you don't have it as a favorite, you can find glitter iron-on by clicking on Browse All Materials. Okay, so click glitter iron-on, and basically all we need is our fine point blade and we're good to go. So I'll meet you on over by the Maker. Okay, so I've got my black iron-on here. With HTV, you have the shiny side and you have the dull side. So you want to be sure that you put your shiny side down, okay, and the dull side up. This mat's getting kind of worn. I need to clean it, but it'll work for this. Okay, so load the mat. Hit the load button, which is the double arrow, and then hit the go button when it flashes. And you want to turn your mat upside down and peel it off. And then blue is the next color, I think. Yes, it is. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do this one this way. Kind of an odd scrap piece. Make sure before I go forward, make sure that this is cut okay. Okay, looks good. Just want to make sure it didn't go all the way through. Okay. So I'm going to load this one now that I know that it cut just fine. It's actually good to do a test cut, which I did not do on this project. Sometimes I get in a big old hurry. So what you're doing is removing everything but what you want to go on your t-shirt. Just want to be careful because I know I have that apostrophe in this one. Just like dots of I's, you want to make sure that you don't miss them. There it is. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to take the middle out here. And the middle out of the R. Perfect. And there we go. Unload the blue. And then we'll load the red. It's our last color to cut. Okay. That's weird. So the same setting, this one cut all the way through. Now, one trick while I still have this up is if you have difficulty holding on to your glitter iron-on when you're trying to weed it, and this would work really well for this. So sometimes it's easier to just keep your material on your mat and just weed directly. That way you don't have to hold it because your mat is holding the product for you. So for me, it just depends. Like this mat isn't that sticky, so it's probably not going to work that well for me. Kind of. But if your mat was super sticky, it's probably one of my favorite ways to weed. So just depends on your personal preference and what works best for you. I should have cut that. I ended up wasting some. I totally forgot to cut that. My bad. And so now I'm just picking out, and you probably can't see it, I'm just picking out the individual stars. Okay, so I trimmed this down a little bit, and I'm still gonna need to trim down here. Okay, so to talk a little bit about the t-shirt placement, this is what I was referring to you earlier, and I brought in a round neck t-shirt. I don't have a scoop neck t-shirt that I have a transfer on, but I'll just show you these two real quick. So when I did this shirt, this is that holographic, so cute. Anyway, I love this shirt. So what I do, this is like a general rule of thumb, and of course it's personal preference as well, but a good guideline to follow would be if you have just a round neck, like this is like the guy's type t-shirt, I use my hand from the top of the neck here. I use my hand and I would start the transfer approximately a hand down. So obviously it's going to depend on your size of your hands, but a good reference would be about 3 to 3.5 inches down from your neckline. You want your top of your design. So that's for that round neckline. Now for this t-shirt, it's a V-neck. And so what I do is I go a 2-finger length for my V-neck. So obviously it's going to depend on the actual t-shirt, you know, how long the V-neck is. But for this one, I'm going to use my 2-finger, which is about 1.5 inches down from the middle of the V, and then that's where my design will start. So there's my point of reference for you. And then also, before I start, let me get my mat. What I'm going to do is just gently iron. I folded the t-shirt in half. What I'm going to do is just get a middle center line. So you fold your t-shirt sleeve to sleeve. And you don't need to press it for long, just long enough to get your center point for reference. I'm just going to put there for just a little bit. Good enough. So now, when you open up your shirt, you have a point of reference for lining up your transfer. In this case, it's a heart that I'm more concerned about. Getting that perfect line for the heart to line up on. So again, here's your 2-finger reference. So I know that I want it approximately right about that. And then of course it's going to depend a lot on your design or your body type, but that's a good reference to go by. Okay, so again, there's the center. I'm going to line up the heart with that center line. I'll trim a little bit more off of this. I want them to be close so I can do this in one press, but that's how I designed the shirt to be. I wanted these to work together. Trim a little bit off of here. And because this is sticking real good, I don't need to tape these together. Okay, that looks really good. I don't need to do anything else. Now when I put my easy press on it, that was enough to preheat it. Otherwise, if you didn't do the center fold, then you might want to preheat it for about 15 seconds. Okay. So for this, this is a cotton polyester t-shirt, and it's an easy press too. So my settings is 330 degrees for 30 seconds, and it's a cool peel. Perfect, and hit my timer, and it's just light pressure. Okay, and then lift up. And I think I misspoke. I did, because I said 15 seconds preheat. It actually would be a 5-second preheat. It's the 15 seconds when you flip it over. So we did the 30 seconds here, and then we want to flip it over. And this is where you do the 15 seconds. So I can see there's my neck. I can feel it right there. I'm going to put it right there. Set the timer. Okay. And go. So I can actually take it off a few seconds early. I won't worry about 2 seconds is going to matter. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. We're going to let it cool now. Gives a cool peel. Still pretty hot. You got to be careful. You don't want to burn your fingers. And then while we're waiting for it to cool, it's a good time to mention that whenever you do an iron-on t-shirt, you want to allow it 24 hours before washing it. And you want to wash and dry them inside out, and you don't want to use bleach. Okay, still checking. Okay. Looking good. This would be a great shirt to wear for 4th of July too. There's the red. And the blue. There we go. How cute is that? All right. That is so cute. So keep in mind, because I did the files, save them in multiple ways, you can use these files for all kinds of things. You could print it and use it for something else. You could make a greeting card with it by using paper, or you could use vinyl to make a sign. So have fun with it. I hope you enjoy it. I plan on adding a ton more files in the coming future, and I also have a bunch of Father's Day files coming up, so I'll try to get those out as quickly as I can. So come back, enjoy, and remember to create with love.